Welcome back. Now, in other news, we do have a homecoming that is underway. Then that's happening out in Polokwane. Of course, we are seeing the newly crowned Miss South Africa, Shudufhadzo Musida, out in the area of Limpopo and Polokwane in particular, then having her homecoming. Let's cross to our reporter Katlego Nyoni, who is following this story then for us. Jubilation must be the scenes at present, Katlego, as we see Miss South Africa, Shudufadzo, certainly roaming the streets of Polokwane.
Hi, I'm here.
Those are, of course, just some of the images coming through from Miss South Africa, Shudufhadzo Musida's car there as well, as you can see, coming home then to Polokwane. Katlego, just set the scene for us, areas she's been through thus far, and how has the reception been?
Good afternoon, Arabile. We have just concluded our tour of the parade within the inner city of Polokwane, where it was certainly an electrified atmosphere. Quite the high number of people that we have seen were very excited, some screaming Shudufhadzo Musida's name, some whistling along the streets within the inner city of Polokwane. At the moment, Arabile, we are driving along Nelson Mandela Drive, which is one of the long stretches of public roads here in Polokwane, approaching the township of Seshego, which is one of the largest in the province. And Shudufhadzo Musida's private vehicle, which is a convertible, is driving behind our vehicle. Shudufhadzo, of course, was also herself excited at some point, recording videos of herself using her smartphone of this momentous occasion, as fans were screaming her name, as spectators were excited and elevated to see her. Right now she has taken a seat on that private vehicle that is just driving behind us. Now we are being led, of course, by traffic officers. There are real-time roadblocks that happen in real time with every stop that we approach. Arabile, right now we are approaching Seshego Township, driving along the Nelson Mandela Drive.
Shudufadzo, has a response from all the passerbys, all those that have certainly been passed by this motorcade as well, then been quite excited, jubilant, knowing and noting who exactly it is as well. Has that been coming to the fore? Have you seen some excited faces as this motorcade goes by?
Absolutely, it has been coming to the fore. As I've mentioned, some of these fans and spectators were screaming her name. I've seen a lot of school learners screaming her name, Shudu, Shudu, as she was, waving at the spectators and the onlookers. The crowds have quieted down because most of the movement of the people that we have seen and the spectators, that was within the CBD of Polokwane. And as we exited and entered and driven along the Nelson Mandela route, the crowd started going down a bit, but we expect a large number of people as we arrive at Seshego. As we enter Seshego, there is a roundabout, and along that traffic route, then we start seeing movement of people, as the Nelson Mandela Drive reaches its end point, and then we're going to likely come across a lot of spectators. Perhaps at that time, we don't know, Shudufhadzo might actually get up and start waving at her spectators. Arabile?
Yeah, so it gets really interesting from here. Katlego, have you been able to get a sense at all from the people of Polokwane, even before today, as to what this actually means for them, having one of their own now represented as a matriarch for the country, as somebody who's going to represent the country globally on an international stage at this point, and how significant this is then for that province, and of course then also for the country?
Following her victory in Cape Town when she was crowned Miss South Africa on the 25th of October, we have seen at her home village of Havangani in the Vuwane area. There was overnight celebrations. Her uncle spoke to a colleague of mine, Pimani Baloyi, her uncle, that being Katlego Musida, saying that, they have held overnight celebrations because the moment was simply unbelievable, especially Shudufadzo being the first Miss South Africa from that specific area. However, Arabella, it is worth noting that Shudufhadzo Musida, as the newly crowned Miss South Africa, is the second Miss South Africa coming from this province, Limpopo. We've seen in 2010 Bokang Munjani, who was also Miss South Africa, coming from the town of Polokwane, was also welcomed in a similar parade. However, as we have seen throughout the years, the Miss South Africa has pivoted towards a more inclusive approach, and the standards of beauty that we have seen over the past few years, we've seen last year with Zozibizi Tunzi. It has redefined the standards of what most of the people define as beauty. We are seeing that happening again, especially right now amidst the coronavirus pandemic. We've seen the approach change dramatically. And obviously this has been exciting for the Limpopo province. We have seen, following that victory as well, there's going to be other series of programs and welcoming celebrations that have been organized in honor of Shudufadzo, who will then, following this parade, Arabella, proceed to her home district of the Vembe district up north from Polokwane.
Miss South Africa 2020, Shudufhadzo Musida, is having her homecoming parade effectively out on the streets of Limpopo. My colleague Katlego Nyoni following this story for us. Please do stay in touch with her there as well, Katlego. We'll continue to touch base with you across the day as well and get the latest from that homecoming parade as well as we head out to Polokwane.